Hi, welcome to A&B Jukebox Repair, your one-stop source for road jukebox repair service and replacement parts. We also want to welcome you to our jukebox repair video series, You Can Do It. And truly, you can do this task. My name is Bruce Wentworth, and I'll be your instructor for today. Today's segment is going to be on adjusting the tone arm assembly. And what happens is we get a number of calls on people saying that the tone arm is starting too early on the record or too late. There's a lead-in track. Okay, there's usually like anywhere from 2 seconds to 10 seconds of lead-in track on a record. When you first start a record, there's always a lead-in track. You can see on the outside, this is the lead-in track. But one thing to take in consideration, records vary in time. So the longer the record, the shorter the lead-in track is going to be. The shorter the record, the longer it's going to be. So in other words, records can be from anywhere from 1 minute and 30 seconds to 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So that's the amount of time the record could play. So with that in mind, keep in mind there's no perfect setting because every record's going to be different. So what you would just like to hear is it's starting just as the music starts or just before it starts. That's the best way to do it. So that would cover you for all this different lengths of record time playing. So at this time, I'm going to show you the adjustment screws and how to adjust it. This is a tone arm assembly. Okay, there's 3 adjustment screws on top. Okay, the one on the far right in the front is called an auto cancel screw, and what this screw does is it hits up against the circuit board. On the bottom of the circuit board, there's a little metal tab right there. That's where the auto circuit cutoff screw would hit. So if there's no record in a particular slot, it should hit that and cancel it. Everybody fills their baskets with records, the whole magazine with 100 records. There's no reason to really even have that setting set. You should just back off so it raises that screw up so you don't use that. Okay, the next setting here, okay, this screw right here, which is right here, that's the height adjustment for where it swings onto the record, approaches the record, and retracts from the record. Okay, so that one there, you want to adjust that so the needle is just barely hitting the brush. There's usually a little brush right here, and you want to adjust it so the needle is just hitting it or just above it, just above the brush. And if you do that, then again, the needle won't get damaged. If you have the needle going into the brush every time, it could bend the needle or make it wear out faster. So basically, you just want to, if the needle picks up dust, that the dust itself will hit the brush and not the needle per se. It also makes a noise if you do that. Let me just grab my Allen wrenches here. Okay. We're going to show you how this works. All right. I'm going to put this over here. Okay. And basically, this is a 1/4-inch ball nut driver. This is what we're going to use. And we're also going to use an Allen wrench, a set of Allen wrenches. The Allen wrench you're going to use is 5/32, and that's going to go over here. Right on the left side of the transfer motor. There's a little Allen screw head. That's what you're going to use. And what it does is this. If you turn it clockwise, it goes through the cycle of grabbing the record, bringing it down. As you see, as it keeps turning, it swings it over and drops it down right there. Okay? And if you keep turning clockwise, it lifts it up, brings it over. You see where the needle is in the brush? You see the needle? The needle's just above the brush, just barely above it, so it's not hitting against it. But if there's any dust on the needle, it would hit the brush. And that's how you want to adjust it. Okay? So now, if you were to adjust this, turn this clockwise, it's going to raise this up. As you see now, see how high it is above the brush? It's about, and you see when it goes on the record, it's not even hitting the record now. Okay, so that's much too high. You want it to sit on the record, so we have to bring that back down. So we're going to do that. And now we have to go color clockwise to drop it down. Okay, let's see how that is. Oops. Okay, it's on the record. and it's just about hitting the brush. Okay, I'm going to go just a hair higher because I like it just to be just a hair so it doesn't hit against the brush. Let's see how that is. That's about where I want it. Yeah, that's about good. That's good right there. Okay, where it starts on the record. Okay, we talked about where it lands on the record. This back screw here, and these two pins right on the tone arm cam. This shows you where it actually going to start on the record. If you can see, this pivots. This whole thing pivots left to right. So it can. So where it starts, you got an adjustment there of about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch. So that adjustment there, like I told you before, there's no perfect adjustment because of the amount of playing time a record has, from 1 minute and 20 seconds to 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So the best thing it is on real long records, it might start at the beginning of the sound. It might start right on the record itself. You might hear a vocal as soon as it hits. But on a record with 1 minute and 20 seconds, you might have like as much as 5-6 seconds of lead time. So with that in mind, all you want to do is get a happy medium, okay? You don't want to, there's no perfect setting here. So basically, I'm going to show you a record here. Let's just hold on. Let me get this going here. Okay, you hear that? You had about a second or 2 seconds of lead-in time. That's good. Okay. Now, if I was to adjust this, loosen this back screw, and then move it a little to the right, what's going to happen now? There was no lead-in time. It landed right on the record. So that has to be adjusted. And it also hit the tone. It hit the gripper arm coming as it was coming up. That's telling you that it's much too way over to the record when it started. So it's got to come back. So you're going to loosen this up counterclockwise, bring it back, and this. Unfortunately, this takes about 5 adjustments. It's going to take around. It just doesn't happen. I'm going to try that again. I didn't hear that quite that good. It's still starting too early on the record. So we got to do another adjustment. Whoops. And again, it's going to take a couple of tries before you get it. But this is a record I use for gauging it. Okay, that sounds pretty good. That has about 3-second lead time, 4 seconds. Let's try another record. Let's try a different record just to see. You should try it on 2 or 3 records and then get a happy medium. But keep in mind, you might have to adjust this 3 or 4 times before you get it right. That's about 3 seconds lead time. Okay, I'm going to cut the lead down time just a little bit. I don't like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I want just about maybe 2 seconds or a second and a half. So I'm just going to loosen this. I'm going to move it, this whole thing, just a hair. And let's see how that goes. Okay, I moved it too much. This is how fine the adjustment is. See how this works. Just a little too much again. Not enough, I mean. Gotta bring it a little to the left. There it goes. Try that.